Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Independence City Council meeting. It's Tuesday, April 8th, 2014. It's 7:30 in the evening, and it was a beautiful day outside, I'm told. I was inside at work, so all I know is that it was sunny when I drove down, and Tom's smiling because you got to be outside today. Well, with Tom's smile, let the record also show that everybody is here except for Nancy Lodge, who called me and is excused. Council members, who we have minutes from March 11 and March 25, and do they meet with your approval? Was that a shake of head? Yes? There you go. And a motion and a second by Dana. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Is there any public comment? Anybody want to have anything to say? Okay, there's a huge rush to the microphone. Okay, we'll keep moving forward. Under reports, we have, first of all, in your packet, council members there, I will be signing a proclamation declaring Arbor Day and that we love trees. And that we've done all the appropriate things to qualify for Arbor Day, so I'll be doing that. Next, we have a swearing-in ceremony. And Chief, did you want to make any preparatory comments and help transition this into who we have coming up here? And
sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. So today we have our command staff from the police department coming in to be sworn in their new positions. One of the sergeants has already been with us for a while. That's Lyle Gilbert. The other sergeant, Tino Banuelos, is newly promoted, as is Lieutenant Rick Igo, who is at a new position of lieutenant. And I believe, Mr. Mayor, are you going to do the honors?
Thank you all. I appreciate the opportunity. And for our guests, I want to let you know this is something that we really enjoy doing, is swearing officers into their new positions in front of council and on television, because we think it's really important, because it also allows us to say how much we appreciate what they do, and makes for a good photo op, and it's a lot of fun. And it's we all are a team here, in the staff, Independence, and the council, the whole package. So it just it's our way of being part of a team. So I'm going to take it from here, Chief. And the first person that I have here is Rick Igo. Rick's just doing it over here so they can get it nice on TV. And your right hand and repeat after me. I, Rick Igo.
I, Rick Igo.
Having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police.
Having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police.
Say an oath.
Say an oath.
That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
The state of Oregon.
The state of Oregon.
The charter and ordinances of the City of Independence.
The charter and ordinances of the City of Independence.
And I will perform the duties of the office of Police Lieutenant.
And I'll perform the duties of the office of the Police Lieutenant.
To the best of my abilities.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Aaron will officially sign all this and get this to you. You know. Please repeat after me. I, Tino Banuelos,
I, Tino Banuelos,
having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police,
having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police,
say I know
say an oath
that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
the state of Oregon,
the state of Oregon,
and the charter and ordinances of the City of Independence.
and the charter and ordinances of the City of Independence,
That I will perform the duties of the office of Police Sergeant
that I will perform the duties of the office of Police Sergeant
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Gilbert. I, Lyle Gilbert,
I, Lyle Gilbert,
having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police,
having been duly appointed by the Chief of Police,
say on oath
say an oath
that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
the state of Oregon,
the state of Oregon,
and the charter and ordinances of the City of
and
Independence.
the charter and ordinances of the City of Independence,
And that I will perform the duties of the office of Police Sergeant
and that I will perform the duties of the office of police sergeant
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are there any other photos we need to do here? Oh, we went through that kind of quickly. Does anybody else need to look any photos? This is the time to say so.
Can we do one with all four command staff?
Come on up, Chief. We'll do it. Come on up here, Chief. This is what's nice about being a community. Oh, wow. I'll just be over the side. You guys all get it.
I'm a reporter.
You should be missing it.
Okay. All right, there we go. All right, and move around. You can move things if you need to. Marilyn, you want to be over there? Or you want to be in the middle?
This is fine, right?
You're okay? Everybody all right? Before you all walk away, we're really proud of all of you, and we look forward to continued success, and we're glad that you get all That's always a fun thing to do, and I'm really glad that we do that here at Independence. For our guests, you're welcome to stay. There's no problem. It's a public meeting. We're glad to have everybody who would like to be here, but I know some people have homework to do, so you don't hurt our feelings if you have other things that you have to do. So I didn't want to.
Not you.
You can. Okay. Let's save the meeting here by going to our city manager and staff report. Good evening, Mr. Clyde.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I'm happy to tone down the festive event. So I've got a fairly lengthy list to run through. We've got to run through fairly quickly, and just congratulations on you guys. It's just looking at that picture, it seems, it's the changing of the guard. It's the perfect title. Nice picture. Nice work, everybody. So a few different things. One, we have, as sort of in keeping with the tone of the last item, we have had a, when you change command officers, one of the things you do is you frankly go take a look at the evidence locker and to make sure everything's in order. We did just that, and please let you know that it came out perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Everything, and we had a nice letter from the city of Dallas that did work for us. So just wanted to share that with you. See, we are in the process right now of recruiting an officer, and we're down to, we were down to 7 candidates earlier, and an oral board this afternoon, and I'm not sure where we. Tomorrow we have the oral board, so we're moving that one along as quickly as we can, with the hopes of still making it in, if need be, into the most recent academy coming up. So that's the goal there. Moving on to different matters, Independence Station, the only news to share there is we continue to pursue the sale. There's been no change. The officer that is charged with the sale for the Sheriff's Department is currently out of the office at a conference, and we'll be back shortly, so we're hopeful that we can get something scheduled in soon. So that's moving along at a pretty good pace. We've had a fair amount of interest there. We are keeping, we certainly are keeping a lot of who has shown an interest in the property, and we're contacting those. As soon as we have a sale date, we will be letting everybody know that that's coming, and we hope to see a good response to that. Valley Concrete site has just had its third public meeting to narrow down the proposals on that project. We are looking at May 20th, I believe, is that correct, Mike? May 20th, we will have a presentation to council by a consultant team, so that will be coming your way. We are working very closely, still on the apartment complex, River Place project, and that continues to move along. We were hopeful of seeing some dirt moving a little earlier, but There's nothing in our conversations with the developer that makes us believe that we have any problems. It's just the usual challenges of getting everything in order prior to major development. So that's ongoing. Several of us will be going up to Malala this week to see the grand opening of his project in Malala, Stone Place. If anybody wants to join us from the council, you're actually welcome to do so at the middle of the day. And so let me know if you want to, if you have time for that. But that should be very interesting. We met today in our first collection of our department heads to look at a preview of the draft budget. And while it's still very draft, it's come along very nicely. And that should be easily ready in time for a presentation to the budget committee at the end of the month. We have narrowed down the consultants for the consultant responses on the Parks Master Plan. We have 4 responses to our proposals. We've narrowed down to 2, and we've scheduled those 2 to be a presentation in front of our Parks Committee a week from Thursday. With that meeting, we hope to have the recommended consulting team to bring before council the following Tuesday. So that is moving along. In part, that project is going to be funded by Park SEC payments that we're expecting on some of our development. So we may end up making a condition, we're recommending a conditional award contingent on those funds coming in and hopefully those coffers timely. You will, actually, I'm going to leave this item off because it's scheduled on All American City, but we're going to talk about that during it as a special item on the agenda. Do you know what's happening, Karen?
It's on my agenda.
It's on your list?
It's on my list. Council doesn't have that yet, so.
Okay. So there's one item that I add to your agenda and the mayor has that for you. This Saturday, time basically, the MasterCard bears for a park time.
1 o'clock?
Sounds right, 1 or 1:30. Everybody knows it, speak up. Nobody does it, okay.
It's in the paper tomorrow.
What time?
I said, I don't know, pick up the paper tomorrow, it's in there.
Okay, well, short a wait from the paper, and certainly is worth the wait. I have it at 1 o'clock at Mount Vernon. No doubt the paper has a lot more details than we can support.
1 to 3.
1 to
1 to
1 to
3.
3. So that's this Saturday, and that's I think would be an event worth going to and seeing. I think part of it really just continues to come along. We received, I believe, the last of the electronic commerce resolutions today.
They agreed to do it, they'll formally sign it next week.
Okay. So that's moving along. We're for sort of jog your memories. The legislature added 5 electronic commerce zones to the state allocation of e-commerce zones, and we are trying to get in there very quickly. We went first in line to get that designation. It requires resolutions from each of the parties to the enterprise zone in the county, and there's 4 parties to that zone. So I think we have all those full resolutions now done. Last year's, really ours was the first to get passed, and the other committees will move along. So we're moving that through, and we'll get it in. They're not really formally accepting applications at this time, but we're going to go ahead and get our materials in anyway. Let's just have that done. I'm not sure if I've spoken to you about an initiative that we have created and pursuing, calling it Test Drive Independence. Have I shared that notion with you at this point? So it's still a little bit in the formative stages, but we're putting it together primarily to get out to a site selector conference in Pendleton coming up here shortly. Both Pat and Sean Irvine, we went out there for that conference, and it's sort of a what do they call it, the 5-minute dating, speed dating for industrial entrepreneurs. So we're going to take our product, which we think is a little unique. We hired in the same marketing firm that did the Ghost Walk comic book for the Hoppin Heritage and the Ghost Walk, as well as they're doing the marketing for Langit now, to put together a proposal to basically a generic proposal that says, why don't you come test out independence? We've got something that nobody else has, and that's gigabit capacity. We'll provide you some space, we'll provide that gratis for a period of time, and we'll provide you a technology that you can't find anywhere else. Why don't you use us to perhaps incubate an industry, and if you like our town well enough, we're welcome to stay and open up the storefront here. So that's the fundamental project, and I think it's kind of unique, and there's probably most of the brain behind that thing, and it's done a great job putting that together. Reminder that after the high school meeting, we are meeting at noon to do a study session, and at 1:30 again to meet with the tribal council. So that's all a week from 2 weeks from today. Also a reminder that you have the ethics forms that you need to have done by the 15th. Karen will mail those on your behalf. If you drop those off, if you don't have your forms, she'll help you get a new copy. She'll help you get a new copy. So just a reminder that needs to be done. There are penalties associated with not getting that done in a timely way. Also, and thank you, Councilor Linscott, for sharing this with me. LOC Magazine we have our regional LOC meetings happening in Monmouth on June 27th at 11:30. If they are asking for an RSVP, Karen will collect that information if you're interested in that. And then that's all I have to say there.
Any questions for the manager at this point? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Chief Mason.
Again, well, so we're continuing our recognition of the officers that are doing outstanding work is the next thing on the agenda. In March, we had an award ceremony where we recognized some of the officers and cadets and volunteers for 2013, and we wanted to share those people with you here today. The first person that I would like to call up is Officer Dallas Cole. Dallas, could you just come on up and stand for while I talk about you for a moment? Officer Cole has been with the department since September of 2008. He led the department in many of the statistical areas that we tracked during 2013, and also did a month of acting sergeant during that year, taking on a lot of extra responsibilities. Officer Cole is best known in the department for his work ethic, his thoroughness, and his attention to detail. Aside from the administrative staff, his fellow officers voted him as the Officer of the Year for 2013. Dallas, congratulations. Can we get Mr. Klein to present?
Oh, okay.
That'd be great.
It's my honor.
A little photo op.
Yes, indeed. Okay, set yourselves up so he looks good for the camera. Come on. I gotta come down.
Never look good for a camera.
Congratulations, Officer Cole.
Next, I'd like to ask Reserve Officer Nick Rumsey to come forward. Officer Rumsey has been a reserve with Independence since August of 2010. In 2013, he volunteered, I'm stressing that, nearly 500 hours of his time with the police department. In addition to supplementing patrol during that time, he also worked on some major incident callouts, spent time assisting at night court, was a court bailiff, and also did summer bike patrol. We're honored to present Nick Rumsey with this award. I'm going to let Mr. Klein do it.
Okay, turn yourself around so they can see you. They always got a picture in this picture. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, sir. And the last person we'd like to have forward is Sierra Cornell, cadet with us. So I'm just I'll throw myself on this one. We don't have an award for Sierra because we're kind of regifting here. These awards are actually presented once, and I believe Sierra is still at her house. So she has been with the police department since March of 2013. And in 2013, even though she started late, she contributed over 100 hours with us. Beyond riding with officers, she provided assistance at Western Days, and she also is a superior role player for police tactics training and comes out and does a great job of role playing. So she is our cadet of the year for 2013.
Congratulations. Okay, you gotta,
Sorry.
you gotta do the phone. If it's not, there you go. If there's no picture, it didn't happen.
And that is all I have.
Thank you, Chief, appreciate that. I think we have a report from Robert Musetti. And then I think some of you folks might want to listen, after this one, there's something that you might want to hear. So just go ahead if you have just a couple moments.
They may want to hear this one as well. It is time for our annual Food for Finance drive. The library, in cooperation with the Monmouth Public Library, next week will be accepting food for the National Library Week in lieu of fines. We collect about 700 pounds of food for the local food banks. Haven't made those pesky fines, now's the time. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Council, you don't have this on your agenda, but we have a special report by John Irvine that have him come forward and share some news.
Good evening, council. I'm here really quickly. Some of you, I don't think we mentioned this when we put in the application, we applied to be an all-American city again this year after, I believe it was 2007 when we did previously. And I'm pleased to say that we have been selected as finalists for this year's All-American City Award from the National Civic League. Just as a background, this is a national award that's given out annually. It's also the oldest kind of community award in the country. This will be the 65th year that they're giving out this award. They select 10 winners. I believe there's 20 finalists, which we are one, of course. It's a great honor to even be a finalist. Obviously, then now there's quite a bit more work that needs to be done. We're going to have to send a delegation to the National Civic League's annual conference in Denver, do a presentation for their judging committee to talk about the great things we've done. They really like to, the award is focused on essentially honoring communities that really focus on civic engagement, volunteerism, getting people involved in the community and creating vibrant communities. They ask you just to submit 3 kind of key projects or programs to judge upon in addition to your general community activities. We talked about riverfront development along the Wilmer River, from the amphitheater up all the way to the ball fields. There was a special emphasis on helping communities this year, so we kind of pitched that one as, running trail and getting people active, physically active in the dog park and things like that. There was the school lunch program, which has been very successful both during the year, but especially off during the vacation time. They still run the summer lunch program, the winter break lunch program, and breakfast as well. It's very, very effective. They do a lot of local food, good nutrition, that type of thing. And then the third program we talked about was essentially volunteering in our parks. We use dog park, Pop Park, Pioneer Park. All of those examples of the running trail, all those great examples we have of the community really kind of coming together and not just being active in our parks, but being active building our parks. So that was kind of the gist of what we talked about, and they apparently liked it, and now we got to figure out how to get to Colorado in June.
Well, this is really wonderful because we were finalists. We were one of the top 20 in America in 2007, and to be back 7 years later as again in the top 20 in the United States for cities, and those are cities of all different sizes. I know last time we were the smallest city there. There was a neighborhood that was almost as big as we were, but so it's a real honor, and I think council, you're being commended. The volunteers that are out in the audience today, the staff. It takes a lot to get as far as we have, and it's really nice that other people are seeing the wonderful things that we're doing here, and it's a pretty big honor, and there are not very many in Oregon that have been named, and congratulations to all of us. So thank you.
And one more thing, we are, like I said, it's going to be a fair bit of work getting ready for this conference, so if anybody on the council would like to participate in the preparations, I don't know if we're going to have any kind of a formal committee, but there will definitely be a group of people working on creating whatever kind of program we're going to put on there. There's going to be a lot of different aspects of it, so if any of you are interested in participating, we would love to have you call. There you would.
are the dates in Denver?
The 13th through the 15th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for those of you who stayed here. This is pretty exciting news for all of us, and thank you for taking a few extra moments to stay with us. So, thank you. I know some people are now trying to do homework. You still have the other stuff is interesting, but not quite as interesting. What I'd like to do, if it's okay, since I know we have some people here that are here to testify, would council be okay if we took council goals and put that towards the end, and then go ahead and get our public hearing on the real property sale, and then the OLCC hearing? Would that be okay with everybody? Okay, let's do that. And Banco, do you want to walk us through the document?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Well, I'm here tonight as in another portion of the Bill Levy property cleanup that we've been doing and working on. Tonight, we're recommending that you approve for conveyance of real property. You'll recall, and this needs a public hearing, you recall at your meeting on March 25th, a resolution was passed to declare the property surplus and schedule a public hearing there. In addition to that, we still have a vacation application pending that I believe we'll take care of on the 22nd. The parcel that we're talking about is that long diagonal piece we're probably sick of me talking about at this point. Anyway, it used to be a sewer line easement. Sewer line's long been abandoned. The piece is 10 feet by 236 feet, and it's surrounded by Bill Levy's property. It really has no value to anyone but the owner of that property. Mr. Levy, as you know, conveyed to the city a permanent easement along the Willamette River on the east boundary of his property for a public multi-use trail that is heavily used. There's all involved now. It's been a great addition to the community. Part of that conveyance was included as an agreement for us to clean up some of these problems with this Upper Terrace property. And there were three different actions, and this will be concluding the second one. Staff is recommending that you approve the resolution, and it has been prepared for you. A public hearing is required, and the notice has been provided, legal notice for the public hearing. Staff has really found that, the parcel is surrounded by Mr. Levy's property, and that he did give us, provided us with a permanent easement for a public trail. And part of that agreement was for us to take care of these items, and so we are recommending that you go ahead, hold the public hearing, and adopt the resolution as submitted to you.
I'm going to open a public hearing at this point. And first, do you have any questions for Mike? Questions for staff? Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any comments they'd like to make about this matter? Again, I see a rush to the microphone. Without objection, I'm going to close the public hearing. Okay, the public hearing is now closed. This is an action item. What would you like to do, council members? Please do.
I move to adopt a resolution 14-1378 declaring real property to be surplus and authorizing the city manager to execute documents necessary to effect the property transfer.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. We're going to move on to new business, and then we'll come back and collect some things here. New business, this is an OLCC hearing for the Arena Sports Bar change of ownership. I think, Sergeant, I think you're carrying this one?
I believe so. Good evening, we're here at City Council. This is an application to the LCC for the change in ownership for full-on premises sales of alcohol at 174 South Main Street, Independence, which is the Arena Sports Bar and Grill. Miranda Garrison and Julia Parks, who are here tonight, recently purchased the business. They are the two members of, I believe it's Jana and Denver, which is, Limited Liability Corporation. As part of this, I went and had them fill out some more information so I can do a quick background on them. We really had no issues with the Arena Bar as it's been managed and operated in the past. They've done a phenomenal job. These two have been part of that success. They've been managers, one of them for 6 years and one of them for 12 years. So they've been there, they understand the business, they're going to continue running the business as they have in the past, which has been very successful. So this is basically just trying to get the liquor license changed over to their new business. So I did background checks on both of them, went through the stats for police response to the business, and really, like I said, it's minimal. In fact, they do a better job than a lot of places do. I have absolutely no issues. So you guys have the council, you got to try and, but I would recommend that the liquor license approving the liquor license with minimal cities, and I've been informed that the cities haven't taken care of.
Questions for staff? Everybody okay? Okay, thank you very much, Sergeant. This is a public hearing, an open public hearing. Does anybody have anything to say related to this matter? Questions? Everybody okay? Everybody okay? Without objection, I'm going to close the public hearing. Council, this is an action item, and what would you like to do?
I move to approve the above liquor license request.
Second. The motion second by Jerry. Is there further discussion on the matter? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much. Great. Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.
Next item on here, before we go, as we go into unfinished business, well, it's kind of, Karen, do you have a tool to hand out to us today for the city manager evaluation?
Yes.
You want to do that?
Sure.
Sure. As you recall, council members, we discussed last time
Which happened 3 times and it turns into a hammer.
again, that this is a tool that we distribute now, and then we're going to deal with that at probably our first or second meeting in May. And I know the city manager is going to be doing a self-evaluation and sharing that with us also. And this is what we agreed to use as a tool. And it's similar to other tools we've used. There's lots of places to do it anybody if you have any comments. Does that sound okay with everybody? That's what we talked about, but I just want to make sure you guys done.
Just to explain a little further what you have in front of you. The documents are, this document is a copy of what you boiled down the evaluation process to the last time we did this. And this one is from a very recent publication from the International City Association. I think it was December of this 2013. And it's that's their guidance to city councils on how to do city management evaluations as well. There's a couple of, I believe there's a couple of sample tools in there as well. You can use what you did before, look to these. And there's a fair amount of guidance in this document to share for you.
Okay. And just on the cover sheet of the white piece, you can see we've used this one before. The date was, that was from several years ago, so disregard that date, but we'll be dealing with this in May. Does that sound okay with everybody? Okay, thank you very much to staff for providing the tool, and we'll make sure that Counselor Lodge gets, thank you very much, appreciate that. Mr. Klein, you want to talk about council goals and review what we have in front of us?
I'm very pleased to do so. So you have in your packet, you received a copy of what you have in color in this document. It's in draft, so to the extent that you'd like to make changes, or easily substitute pages, if you're wholesale changes, we'll substitute the entire document. Or you can continue to hold this and we'll get you on the final version to the extent that it changes. This grew out of, in your packet, in addition to the draft plan, you also have your goals that you laid out this past August, as well as the goals that you laid out in 2011. Just so you have a little context to look at this work. The process that we told you we would do then, and we did in fact ultimately do, was take your goals that you produced and adopted and try to expand upon them by creating more strategies around them, perhaps restating some goals, adding some goals that we believe might be important or that basically you're very much familiar with and we're just operating under those goals on your behalf, adding strategies and then adding measurable tasks so that you truly have a roadmap in which you can measure our performance by and your performances, all of our performance as a team by. This is really the entire, the council's strategic plan. This is probably new. I don't know if the city's done one of these before in this fashion or not, but this is, it's new certainly in the last several years. And I think it's laid out in a way that's fairly easy to get through. The goals are versus the overview, breaking out the vision, the mission, and a little explanation of how the strategic plan operates. That's on page 3. It's followed by a summary of the overall goals, 5 of them broken out. And then finally, there's a breakdown of each goal by suggested strategies and tasks. There's a chart with each goal that lays out the areas that we are targeting for trying to achieve success in those areas. So that should give you a pretty good roadmap. I don't, if you haven't had much time to review this, so you may want to take this back and think about it for a little bit and make sure that it's, that it works, in terms of your thinking. Maybe it's stirred some ideas in terms of which to see add to or change and subtract from. So there's no need, certainly there's no requirement to act this evening. There's a lot here to consume, but to the extent that when we achieve some consensus around this document, it's a great tool for staff in terms of having guidance from council as to what direction you want us to take it.
Questions for the manager on the document, thoughts? Go ahead.
Can we go ahead and go, because there's some line items that just, had some questions on, so, because I don't quite understand it, just want some clarification on it. Start with the, on page 21, section 1.1.3.
Page numbers and
Oh, is that 21?
what's the
Oh, it's 5.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so you're, go ahead.
1.1.3. Wasn't quite sure what that meant. Report on unrestricted ending fund balances of 60% of all operating funds within 5 years.
So I think that, well, what that means is that the goal, financial goal, is to have at year's end at least a 16% ending fund balance that is not restricted for any other purpose. So that's the goal where we've not reached that point yet financially. But that's 16%, I'm not sure how we get right to that particular number.
It's generally accepted as a national average for cities.
Ultimately, I've always been taught somewhere between 10 and 20%, 16 certainly hits that target. The idea is to have at least somewhere, at least 2 to 3 months of operating cash available to sustain until fees come in or taxes come in and the like. Just to be on the safe and the healthy side. And so the 60% certainly accomplishes that. That's the point of that numeric value. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just didn't. didn't make sense this afternoon when I was reading, so.
Yeah, is there some verbiage in
No.
rewrite?
If you have others, keep rolling.
Sure. Okay, well then, the same page, 1.4.2, seeking bridge financing to reduce or eliminate finance loans. Are we looking to get the city not to be responsible for the finance loans?
No, that's not the goal, because we can't get there. Okay. We will retain responsibility. The goal is to essentially take away the concern for 2 to 3 years that their need to reach out to the city for further loans to offset any possible deficit in Minet's debt service payments. For the last 2 years, we've had to make, both cities have had to make loans to Minet to help them with their debt service. This year, that number has gone down, and we fully expect that they will meet their entire obligation in June for their expected payment, and they may be able to meet their obligations going forward. So this is in there as a strategy and task, but it may be one that may be moved. We're hoping it's moved, but in the meantime, even to the extent that they may be right there able to make those payments, it would strengthen their financial position, Minet's financial position, if they could build up some operating capital and some cash for capital expenditures, so that they can start working their growth plans a little harder. So it's still useful to pursue that bridge financing even if it's not needed to protect our interest in our debt service payments. Does that make sense? Jerry, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Other questions as you flip through?
Oh, on page 8, at the top, 2.6.2, develop plan for completing requirements necessary to receive accreditation from the Oregon Accreditation Alliance.
Yes.
And what's the benefit of that?
Well, the benefit of that is that it reduces liability to the city. If there are, it's a goal of many departments, ours included, and that's actually what Lieutenant Igo will be working on primarily as part of his new job duties. That accreditation, one, reduces liability exposure to the city. To the extent that you are fully accredited, it's something that if you're sued for some kind of whatever wrongful arrest or whatnot, to show that you have standards in place, you're observing those standards, is almost an absolute defense to a malfeasance claim of some kind. Secondly, it ought to act to reduce our rates, our insurance coverage rates, and I think it's going to make resource available for grants as well. I know we're getting grant assistance to seek accreditation. Chief, do you want to add anything to what I said?
No, you hit it.
Okay. So it certainly is important to Chief Mason. It's important to me, and I've been part of the accreditation process before. And it's where we want to be as a department.
Other questions or thoughts? So, I'm going to guess that people would like to kind of continue to chew on this a little bit. Is there any problem with that? And we'll take it up at the next appropriate meeting.
We shoot for the first meeting in May so that we are not using the high school time for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that okay with everybody? Is that okay? Okay, we'll put it at the beginning of May. And if you come up with questions in advance of the meeting and you want to talk to staff, go ahead and get hold of the client and see if we can sort things out for you. And with the goal to get this approved. Having an approved plan is always good. We've had them before, and I'll tell you, a number of things happen when you have it on the official piece of paper that it's a goal. It sure makes grant funding a whole lot easier. We've been recipient of some of that because we've had these in previous years, different formats, but having it decided. Okay, I don't have any other new business. Folks, yes, sir?
That's where it's also racket. If you wanted to spend some time with me one-on-one, going over some of this or anything else, I'm happy to create that time.
You need cups of coffee.
All right.
To also remind everybody that, as you recall, 2 weeks from today, we have a meeting at the high school. It's at 8:30 in the theater. And Karen, the question that you recall, what, I'm sorry, I looked at the agenda, and I think it was, what is your vision for independence, and how do you anticipate helping make that happen?
I
Does that
think,
sound about right?
yes, that was the question last year, and I think staff is proposing a shorter version of that,
Okay,
question.
okay.
Something,
Oh, yes, we wordsmithed there. Did it? What do you see as your role for the future of independence? There you
That's
go,
it.
that's the question. And this is this our 10th or 11th year doing it?
this is our 10th year.
This is our 10 years we've been going to the high school on an annual basis to hear from young people and have advice testimony, and I think there'll be a couple of other interesting reports. Is there anything else that we need to do tonight, folks?
Announcements?
You have a couple of announcements.
First of all, the Tourism and Event Commission is being reformed because some of the original commission members have moved out of town, and we are having our first organizational meeting on April 28th, and we will be able to bring a report back to council on that. And secondly, there was an article in a national internet magazine called ARS, and it featured MyNet. It was in response to MyNet doing a rather blanket approach to sending out information about what we have going here. And it was sent to many publications. This one was the first responder. I brought copies of it tonight, and I failed to read page 2 when I went through it first and didn't realize I was quoted on page 2. So it's a very, very nice one.
You know, I think I'd like to tag on to this, that I think a lot of people don't understand that we are one of only 9 communities in America that is a gigabit city. There are only 9 of them that I understand, and we're one of them. And the other ones are big dogs.
Yes, and Portland is struggling right now to try to get Google out there, and it's not looking very favorable.
So
Here we are.
other announcements? No? Nothing over here? Okay. If somebody will, somebody say, move to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.